Hi everyone, my name is Matt Polverino. I am a Ben Shear Golf alum and a future aspiring sports broadcaster, and today I am sitting with Ami Gianchandani, a Yale golfer and another Ben Shear Golf alum. So Ami, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here.
Absolutely. So today we're doing a Ben Shear Golf feature on you, one of our most successful future stars here and part of the program. So Ami, can you tell us a little about your off season and how you're really taking the time to work on your game, and because you're an example of a lot of great things in this game, so you're taking a lot of your time in your practice regimen and workout regimen to benefit your game of golf.
Yeah, so I feel very lucky to be a golfer, and I'm sure a lot of other golfers out there have felt the same way over the course of the past year. Golf has been one of the few things that we can do. So I think I thought that this year would be the perfect time to take advantage of that. Golf is one of the only things I can do, and it's one of the only things that I love to do. So really taking full advantage of that off season, where this downtime where there's not as many tournaments, there's no school competition, and stuff like that. I felt that this year would be the perfect time to really address a lot of the things that I want to practice, I want to work on. And if I want to get to the next level, there's a lot of things I need to do during this year to prove that I can do that.
Ami, just take us back before you enrolled into Yale. What was the state of your game? How old were you when you started?
Yeah, so I started coming to the Ben Shear Golf Junior Fitness Academy, I think when I was 14 years old, so the same time I started high school. And at that point in my life, I was a good local and state golfer, but I really didn't have what it took to become a star on the national level or even play in college. So it was at that time sort of that I made the decision to commit more of myself to golf, to fitness, and to everything that it took to take my game to the next level.
So what specific things did you work on your game? How did it change over the years and evolve?
Yeah, so I placed a large emphasis on full swing and specifically irons and approach shots. I believe a lot of the game or a lot of tournaments are won based on how your long game plays, how you handle the course, if you're able to hit greens in regulation, and stuff like that. So I spent a lot of time with my coaches practicing full swing, long irons, short irons, as well as everything else ranging from getting more distance off the tee, specifically here with Ben Shear, doing a lot of specific exercises to get a lot better at that, as well as every golfer knows, you gotta have a solid short game. So
right.
Definitely spent hours and hours doing putting drills, chipping drills, and everything like that, just to make sure I had a well-rounded game.
Oh, that's awesome. So when would you say that your game really took off and you felt like this was really possible and you could play college golf, and especially at this level?
Yeah, I'd say from a young age, I knew I wanted to play sports. I knew I wanted to be a college athlete or maybe a pro athlete, and I'd always been really into everything sports related, competition related. But I didn't really foresee a realistic dream of becoming a college golfer until I was about 14 or 15. After starting here, getting to see and talk to a lot of the older players here really opened my eyes to where they had started, where they were going, and what that ceiling was for them, which surprised me how high it truly was. So I'd say a lot in my early high school years, freshman year, sophomore year, I really made a push to try to get into some bigger level tournaments, play with some better competitors, and really try to test the waters to see if I could handle that. And I instantly fell in love with that. I wanted nothing else other than to compete at the highest level with all of these golfers. And I definitely started seeing a change in what I was capable of when I was about 15 or 16, when college recruiting started happening.
So the transition into collegiate golf, what was that like? Was it, obviously it was probably a little more rigorous with practices, workouts. Were you prepared for this whole adjustment?
Yeah, I think college is a big adjustment no matter who you are, no matter what you're going, where you're going, what you're going to study, no matter what. But I'd say a lot of the preparation that I did in high school and here actually, gave me a little bit of a leg up when starting. So for example, a lot of the workouts that we did in college, I already knew the basic movements. I already had the basic strength that they were looking for to get to sort of the more advanced movements. So I'd say that was a big advantage, and I almost could hit the ground running right when I got to college in working out, working with the coaches, strength coaches, the athletic trainers. Everything in that regard I felt extremely well prepared for. You could definitely see a difference between the other first-year athletes who hadn't had any serious, rigorous prior training. From a golf standpoint, I definitely learned a lot about, practice work ethic, and a lot of things that go into everything behind the scenes that you don't see in tournaments, you don't see in interviews and stuff like that. And that stuff really only comes from taking the time, deliberately practicing, and really surrounding yourself with really knowledgeable coaches.
So, coming out of the Bench Your Golf program, you won both Rookie of the Year, Ivy League Player of the Year, and what were the biggest highlights for you out there?
Yeah, I'd say one of the best years of my life so far was my first year of college, just because I was able to do so much that I had been looking forward to and working towards really since I decided I wanted to play college golf. I won my first ever tournament in college, which was a huge shock to me, a huge shock to my teammates, and it's one of the strongest, happiest memories I have, is finally realizing that, wow, I just won this tournament, and just feeling the immense gratitude and thankfulness to have my family have supported me for all of that, all my coaches supporting me for all of that, and then now being able to share that moment with the team. So that was definitely one of the highlights of my first year, and then to top that with being named Rookie of the Year and Ivy League Player of the Year, I was over the moon, I'd say.
Absolutely.
I couldn't have been happier with how my first year turned out, and there were absolutely struggles and the yips and bad shots here and there, but overall I was ecstatic about that.
No, as you should be. So, Ami, we're going to fast forward a little bit to when the pandemic hit. How did this affect your sophomore year? What got cut short? Were you able to finish your season? So how did that really play a big factor?
Yeah. Going into my sophomore year, I knew the expectations were going to be pretty high, and I knew that I'd be one of the players that was counted on at tournaments to perform well. And I feel really thankful that this past year we had a really great team. We were contenders in a few tournaments, and I think we were on our way to an Ivy League championship, which, however, got cut short due to COVID-19. But other than that, I was having a great season. My team was having a great season, and it was going really well.
So, Ami, how about playing this summer? How was that?
Yeah, this summer was definitely different. There weren't as many tournaments to play in. I didn't fly anywhere, which is maybe the first in 5 or 6 years. So it was definitely more focus on developing a game, practicing, and less on high-pressure tournament season competition. That being said, I still got to play a few high-level tournaments, which I was very happy to be able to play. But this summer really opened my eyes as to what the next year might look like, and how it's not going to be the same. There aren't going to be as many tournaments to play in, and it was going to be a very different year than what I had been used to for the past few.
All right. So, Ami, now you've decided to take a gap year. So what was the biggest influence in this decision, and for you to really take the time and work hard at your game?
Yeah. I knew that I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life after college, and I thought that this year would be a great year to sort of really explore the opportunities that I have there, and really figure out, is pursuing professional golf something that I really want to do, or do I maybe want to get a job in some other industry and just become a weekend golfer or something of that. But I think that the main motivation for this year was to test those different avenues out and figure out sort of what I wanted to do. And on the professional golf path, I'm trying to push myself a lot this year to, practice at a higher level, compete at a higher level, and really see if I can handle that kind of lifestyle.
So, Ami, what have you and PGA Tour performance coach Ben Shear been working on? How has your individualized golf fitness training been addressing certain playing objectives?
Yeah, I feel very fortunate to, live in an area so close to such a high-level coach. Ben is extremely knowledgeable about everything golf-related, golf fitness, golf swing, nutrition, sleep, and even practice regimens. He's one of the leaders in the field there, and I'm thrilled to be able to work with him this year. So a lot of what we've been doing has been addressing weaknesses in different areas of my game and different areas of my body. So golf is a pretty physically demanding sport, and it puts a lot of strain on your body, especially exploits those weaknesses. If you have them, you can get injured very quickly. So a lot of what I've been doing with Ben is filling in all the gaps, tying up all the loose ends in my body and in my swing so that I can be successful in the future.
It seems as if you're in the gym as much as you are on the course, so I'm sure your understanding of golf fitness has evolved over the years. Just tell us about some specifics about how a golf-specific program has benefited you.
Yeah, I definitely say my workouts have changed since I started coming to the program, and evolved over the years to match my strength, my body, and my power in my swing. So one of the big things that I think a lot of golfers need to focus on in their workouts is generating power, especially in women's golf. Distance is a big key to a lot of success in the golf world. All the great golfers you hear about today are at least long hitters. So a lot of the work we do here has been on generating explosive power, through your legs, through using ground forces, and doing exercises like med ball slams and different kinds of jumps and just explosive movements to try to get those muscles firing and used to moving a golf club really fast. Another big thing that I think my program specifically has attacked is a lot of stability in the golf swing. So I do a lot of exercises that require balance, that put me in uncomfortable positions where it's the smaller, weaker muscles that have to stabilize my entire body, which is not uncommon at all in the golf swing. So I don't think you can get this kind of targeted specificity for your body in relation to golf in just any workout program. So I find a lot of value in having these programs be made for golfers and really knowing the ins and outs of the golf swing at the same time as you're making the workout program.
So moving forward a little bit to the your upcoming events, has the off-season prepared you well? Do you feel ready enough for these upcoming tournaments? Yeah,
it's interesting being a golfer growing up in the Northeast or pretty much anywhere that doesn't have year-round warm weather. I think you can attest to this too.
I definitely can.
You have a built-in off-season, and it's up to you to take advantage of that. A lot of the kids who live in Florida and Texas and California, they can go at it all year round, which is great for them. But I actually value living up here a lot because it gives you that time to sit down, look at your body, look at your game, and say, I need to improve in these areas, and gives you that specific allotted time to do that. So that's what I've been doing over the past few months, and then I have 2 tournaments coming up, hopefully more, and then probably a period of another little off season in the early spring before the summer comes around again. So I'd say there's a lot of really valuable preparation that I think is underrated for kids who live in the Northeast and winter climates and all of that.
No, and I definitely agree with that, and we wish you the best of luck in those events. So, moving ahead, even further ahead, when we won't be wearing masks, what's the ultimate goal for you, Ami?
Yeah, I would love to be a professional golfer. you know, after my first season of college golf, I fell in love with everything around it, and I wanted to at least explore that as a possible option after I graduate. You know, there's a lot to be said, and there's a lot of really great golfers out there who are also trying to have the same goals, same dreams. But I think it would be amazing if I could follow that dream for a few years, and hopefully have some success.
So, if you were to give some advice to someone where you weren't too far from a little while ago, you know, a junior golfer who's in middle school or high school, what advice would you give them?
I would say that, you know, everyone starts somewhere. You know, Tiger Woods started somewhere, Luke Donald started somewhere, and, you know, when you're in middle school, in high school, that's the time to say, hey, if I want to be good at this, I need to go attack that. I need to get everything in order. I need to start paying attention to my golf game. I need to start working out, and use the resources that are around. I'd say, you know, if you have a goal, the only way to get there is to work hard and do it. And, you know, that's not something that is out of your reach at all. If you want something, go get it, and there will be people there to support you.
From the bench here golf perspective, we can certainly say that Ami has put in the work, and we're confident that we'll be hearing continued great things from her in the near future.
Thank you, Matt. I'm excited to see where I can take this.
Thank you, Ami. It was great chatting with you.
You too.